My cat nearly fell off her fucking cat tree. How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 here. Doing year number 2 of our athletic director mode with New Mexico State. Let's go ahead and get this popping. Appreciate you guys, all the support you guys showed for the first year of the athletic director mode. Got a couple people DMing me on Twitter like, yo, that's pretty cool. Can you like send me some more information about it and whatnot? Would love some people to put some comments down so I can see whether you guys are liking it or not, what you guys are thinking about it. Either way, appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment down on this video as well, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Let's go New Mexico State, eh? All right, so we have year number 2, fall season college football headed your way. We also have the dice rolls for men and women's cross country, women's soccer, and women's volleyball, the fall season for New Mexico State headed your way. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look and just see our first year here with New Mexico State. You can see here in the fall season, only 2 total points from women's cross country advancing from the conference meet. And then football got us quite a couple points, 5 and 7, not the best, but we did have some all-conference players, and we did get number 24 nationally in recruiting. Love that, for a total of 9 points. Winter season didn't get us any points as far as the dice rolls, but basketball sure did. We go 16 and 17, but we win our conference tournament out of nowhere, losing to New Mexico twice, but winning our conference tournament was certainly interesting, and getting into the NCAA tourney, losing the first round, of course, but pretty sweet to make the tournament in our first year. That got us 15 points. Love that. Spring season, couple points from the dice rolls. We had softball. We made the regionals, 3 points from there, got double eliminated immediately. Men's tennis, though, making the nationals after having a winning record and then advancing from the conference tournament. Love that. Love that, love that, love that. Got eliminated in the first round in nationals. It is what it is. Baby Witch, how is it going? We've got this sports RPG thing that I've been cooking up. Muscle Hamster, how's it going? Appreciate you guys. And then in the baseball season, we only got 1 point from one all-conference player. As a reminder, you guys, we are going to be rolling some dice before we play NCAA 14, and that's going to determine how our fall season of sports go, essentially. And we are starting with a clean slate. So let's go ahead and get this going. We got our automated dice roll. Again, we are rolling some weird sided dies, essentially, to see how these programs are doing. We're going to start out with men and women's cross country. So let's go ahead and get to the fall season. As a reminder, cross country, we have a conference meet, a regional meet, and then we see if we have an at-large bid. If we have an at-large bid, we go straight to the nationals. And then at nationals, we roll a die, and however we roll, that's what place the team ranks in nationally. So we need to roll a 1 through 3 out of a 13-sided die to advance from our conference meet. So we have ourselves a 13-sided die. Let's go ahead and get it popping. We need a 1 through 3. This is for the women's team. We get a 5. We get a 5. Let's go ahead and A. And so we got a 5 for women's cross country, so they are not advancing from the conference meet. Men's cross country, we need a 1 through 3. We get a 3. How about that? Beautiful. So we get a 3 and we advance from our conference tournament, which will now take us to our regional meet. For women's cross country, their season is now effectively over unless they get an at-large bid. And if they get an at-large bid, then they advance to the nationals, but that is very, very difficult to do. So, looking at spread and realizing I don't know math. Hey, me either, man. I just had to take my test for the licensing, and there was a couple math questions, and I was nearly lost. Always nearly lost. So at the regional meet, same thing. We need to roll a 1 through 3, this time out of a 29-sided die. The reason for that, there is 29 teams in this regional meet trying to get to nationals. So we need to roll a 1 through 3 out of a 29-sided die. Now, obviously, there is no such thing as a 29-sided die. We're just rolling with it. So we need to roll a 1 through 3. We get a 12. We get a 12. So they will not be advancing to nationals from the regional tournament, but we are now going to see if they get an at-large bid. So, in order to get an at-large bid, very, very hard to do, you need to roll a 1 from a 30-sided die, which is essentially impossible, but stranger things have happened. That is a Netflix show. Stranger things have happened. We get a 14 for the women, and we get another 14 for the men. So no at-large bid for either of these teams, meaning that their season is now officially over. Very sad. L's in the chat for cross country. And now we have recruiting to worry about. Off-season recruiting, we roll a 1, or we roll a 6-sided die. If we get a 1, that means that we remove a side for next year, meaning that the team has a better chance to advance. Roll a 6. We add a side, they have a worse chance of advancing. So with that, let's go ahead and do that. Very standard 6-sided die. Not a 56-sided die, Jesus. We roll a 1 or a 6 and something happens. We get a 6. Yikes. So women's cross country takes a huge L. So they are going to add a side for next year, making it even harder to advance from the conference and from the regional meet. That is terrible. Let's go ahead and see how the men's team does. And they roll a 6 as well. Jesus. All right. So just huge L's overall for cross country. Not only do they not go to nationals, but they both get a side added for next year. And they're essentially going to not really be able to have much of a chance for next year as well. So now we go to soccer and volleyball, both women's soccer and women's volleyball. They need to roll a 1 through 5 out of a 12-sided die in order to achieve a winning record. Let's get to it. Let's start with soccer. We have ourselves a 12-sided die. We need a 1 through 5 for a winning record, and we get a 6. Ouch. We get a 6. So no winning record for women's soccer. Now we have women's volleyball. We need a 1 through 5, and we get a 10. Jesus. Nobody wants to get some points this season, apparently. So we head now to our conference tournament. If a 6 through 12 was rolled, which was the case for both, correct? Yep. Then we need to roll a 1 out of a 12-sided die. So this makes it very difficult for either team. We need a 1. Need a 1 out of that 12-sided die. Otherwise, they do not advance. And so, wow, okay, so we get a 1. Immediately, we get a 1 for women's soccer. And so they somehow win their conference tournament, and I do believe they are on to the nationals, correct? Yup. Wow, okay. So a losing record, but women's soccer is going to the national tournament. Love to see that. Love to see that. No regionals at all. For women's soccer, at-large is not needed. Now we go to women's volleyball. If they roll a 1 as well, they're on to the nationals, and we get a 2. So very close. Very close for them, but a 2. So we'll see if they can get an at-large bid. I don't believe... Okay, no, they do not qualify for an at-large bid because they did not have a winning record. So their season is done. Their season is done, women's volleyball. Losing record, couldn't get it done in the conference championship, in which case women's soccer did. Football scandal is happening very soon. Thank you for asking. For women's soccer now, we have the national tournament. So essentially we have 64 teams. That's round of 64. Round of 32, round of 16, round of 8, round of 4, round of 2. So they need to win 6 consecutive games in order to win the national championship. In order to, quote-unquote, win their game, they just need to roll a 1 through 5. So it's not necessarily impossible. But rolling a 1 through 5 6 straight times is not easy. And that's out of a 12-sided die. Again, 1 through 5, and we get an 11 immediately. So, first round elimination. In the nationals. It was nice to make it, though. And now let's go ahead and go to recruiting and see how many points we're going to get total from this fall season of dice rolls. Let's get this recruiting popping. Same thing. We're rolling a 6-sided die to see if anything happens. Let's see if we get a 1 or a 6 for women's soccer, and we get a 6. Ouch. So the year that they make the national tournament, they roll a 6. And so we are adding a side to their dice rolls for next year, making it very, very difficult for them indeed. Women's volleyball now. Let's get a 1 here. We get a 4, so nothing happens. Okay, so 3 out of the 4 teams on the fall dice rolls are going to have a side added, making it more difficult next year. So let's go ahead and tally up our totals here, huh? We had men's cross country advance to the regionals. And so let's see here. Regional berth, that's 3 points. We're going to call that 2 points because there's no way they could have had a winning season. Yep, so 2 points. 2 points for men's cross country. We had no points for women's cross country. We had no points for women's volleyball. And we had women's soccer make nationals after a losing record. It advanced from regional to national championships. They sure did. 5 points. So that's a total of 7 points from that fall season, bringing our cumulative total now to 42 points. That's 35 plus 7. 42 points. Boom. So now we have the football season, which I will get popping up in just a moment. And yeah, sit tight, guys, as I bring up NCAA 14. 1 second. Not me just realizing that you could barely hear the music. My mistake. PC being a little bit of a butthole currently, trying to get this going. Stand by.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right. Let's just make 1000% sure that we have no music popping off. We got no menu music. Love to see it. All right. So let's go ahead and continue our dynasty with New Mexico State. Love it, love it, love it. Sorry about that lengthy intermission. Gotta love it. Let's see those custom schedules. We are still... Oh no, we move ourselves to the Sun Belt. Love that. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we have three games to schedule, and our last one of the season has to be against New Mexico. 1000%. So let's make that open, and let's see. No, New Mexico not available there. It's gonna have to be there, I guess. All right, so we have got 1, 2. Just do all of them in the beginning of the season? Yeah, no way. All right, let's see what's popping here. Some end of the season magic, maybe. Take on Navy. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So there we have it. Indiana, let's see if we want to change this one. Like Pittsburgh would be kind of nice. BYU. Let's do Pittsburgh. No, it has to be a home game. Let's do Army. Cat is going insane right now. She is not a big fan of Army football, apparently. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We are keeping that schedule. F-rated schedule, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and redshirt some players. Some decisions to be made here. A couple big decisions, especially with Lauren Odom. Do I risk pissing him off by redshirting him? He will not be starting. He will not even be the backup. So I feel like we redshirt both of these guys. So let's do that. And we'll just have ourselves a star quarterback to begin next year. I feel like that is quite the move. Let's see. Doug Stanley. He's already our backup, so we'll go ahead and keep him there. We have ourselves wide receiver, freshman wide receiver. We'll give him the red shirts. See, nothing here. Keeping all of our boys going here. He's starting, so he's going to have to stay. We'll redshirt Jared Muse. We'll redshirt Casey Mitchell. We'll redshirt Marcus Poole at defensive tackle. We'll redshirt Zach Shelton. Michael Archer, sophomore. He's a redshirt transfer. So we'll leave Dave Palmer there to start. Redshirt Jesse Thomas. Let's see, anything else here? Redshirts Steve Edwards because he's not as quick. And let's redshirt this worse off punter. All right. Yeah, so we are essentially having to redshirt 2 of our top 5 players. One's a transfer and one we just really should redshirt him to keep him for next year. For 4 years, I should say. No creating prospects, so let's go ahead and get right to it. This should go by rather quickly, especially just because I do not play the games. All right, so let's see what we need. 2 centers, middle linebacker, tight end, wide receiver, and a quarterback. That is not bad. Let's make sure that everything is off, and it is. Let's take a look at our pipeline states. I'm pretty sure it's New Mexico, Texas, and California. That makes a lot of sense. Hawaii, nearly a pipeline state. We definitely want to win at New Mexico first and foremost. California and Texas is pretty nice to have as a pipeline state. Not gonna lie. My school, let's see how we are ranking up, and we are not ranking up that well. All that stuff just improves as we improve, so not too much we can do there. Interest in New Mexico State, top 10, and let's get to it. 66 matches found. That is not a lot. So we need a quarterback, wide receiver, and a tight end. Quarterback. Only one. JUCO guy. Love it. Any athletes? Couple. Let's go ahead and get those guys. More than likely one of them is going to be a quarterback. A couple of guys here. Let's go after a couple of these 3 stars. I don't want to go after guys that are quick. Go after him. Do 6'3" and him. Beautiful. And then it was a tight end and a center, I believe. Yep, tight end and center. Ooh, loving the 4 stars that are available for us. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the centers. And there's only 3. Oh, this guy won't, because he won't start and he knows it. So let's go after the 1 star. And then I believe it's only middle linebacker. Correct? On defense. Yep, middle linebacker. All right, beautiful. Now let's go all the way over here and just select a couple. Let's get to 25. Get this guy, and then let's go to New Mexico and fill it out with some New Mexico guys. Let's go to Pipeline. Actually, no. Let's go to New Mexico. We got to win at home, first and foremost. Boom. Everybody at New Mexico, and there's not too many. Kicker, we don't need one. 6'7", that's a big boy. Let's get him, and then we're good. All right. Pipeline, so we have a little bit more of an edge. And then let's see. And so we're looking for a center, middle linebacker. Let's just look at centers and middle linebackers. So let's go boom, boom. Oof, like that. Boom. And boom. All right, we got our 35. Love to see it. Love to see it. We got 1,000 points. I do not believe I've done anything as far as the scouting. Yep, 10% only. So this is not really going to prove much of anything as far as the scouting. But I mean, while we have it, might as well. Does not really matter. It's all very negligible to us because we are New Mexico State. We really just want to make sure we're getting guys with high star ratings, because that'll just look better, essentially. And then whether or not they're actually good, not that it doesn't matter, but we get a 5-star guy and he ends up being a 67, it is not the end of the world, because we got a 5-star guy and it just looks good on paper. Beautiful. All right, so we got our recruiting board set up, red shirted. We got our schedule going. Let's get to the regular season. This is where the magic happens. I doubt we are really going to be any good. We'll see when our first matchup of the season pops up, because we are right in the thick of conference play from week 1. Right in the thick of conference play. We are now level 7. Preseason all conference. 3 players. Love that. Ooh, let's see. They're saying, yeah, Western Kentucky, they're saying we're a D+ team, which is not great. Preseason polls, let's see what's popping. Ohio State, they are saying. Alabama, Notre Dame, I see Oregon up there, which is nice. Anybody in the Sun Belts? They do not have anybody in the Sun Belt. Where are we ranked? Oh. We are ranked number 101. 68 overall, 75 offense, 63 defense. Yikes. That is not ideal. Preseason All-Americans. Let's see which of our players. Let's see, anybody on these guys? Nope. It was all conference, so let's just come over here. We got Brian Rutledge, 89. We have our quarterback, actually. 83 overall from Hawaii, Antonio McNeil. He's apparently a good one. All right. And there's supposed to be at least one more. We have our boy Ed Nash from Arizona. Love it. Love it, love it. All right, let's get it popping. I do believe we had 1 star. No, we don't. Okay. So we have the extra 1,000 points to begin week 1 through 7 and 8 through 15. If we get any increase in XP, we're going to put that on closer, and then we're going to put it on royal treatment before we do it for opener. Want to make sure we can get extra points towards the end of the season when it matters. Boom. Let's get it. All right. So, of course, first things first, we're just going to go ahead and offer scholarships to everybody. No point in waiting around. I've played this game for a number of years, and there is no, unless you have the achievement unlocked where you can get players to instant commit, there's no reason for you to wait as far as offering scholarships. So I just do it at the beginning of the season, so that way there's more points in the middle and end of the season for just applying to players. The fact that you've offered them a scholarship will automatically bump them up a little bit as far as your points. And I don't believe there's like a multiplier for how interested they are already. It's just if you're in their top, if you're their top team, if you have that skill to get instant commits from them, then you can. Otherwise, just do it in the beginning is my advice at the very least. All right. So let's go ahead and get this popping. Starting with largest deficit, makes sense that it would be here. Number of these guys are going to be in first place. Usually start out with like 80 to 100 for each guy. And then just go back to the top and start adding more points. And then as the season goes on, if we're in first place for a guy by a large margin, take a couple points off of him and add him to the guys that we're kind of behind on. Yep, so like these guys, more than likely towards the end of the season, if it's like known that we're probably going to get them, just take a couple points off of them. Go back to beginning, and we'll just add the max on him. And we'll add the max on him, and we're done. Done for the week. A number of those guys will be unattainable after this week, and we'll probably have to get them off our list. We lose 44-0 to Western Kentucky week 1. Love that. I don't love that. Only our recruiting will be able to solve that. And we did very well recruiting last year, 24th in the nation. We just got to keep getting recruiting classes like that, and eventually we'll get there. 44-0 is quite the score, though. See, we have a good chunk of points. All right, nobody wants to visit. There's going to be a couple guys who are no longer going to be, like Fred Bryant, not happening. Pat Thompson, unfortunately, not happening. Scott Campbell, still possible. Corey Turner's not happening. Charlie Frederick, we shall see. All right, let's get to week 4, and then we'll start looking for extra guys to add to the list. But for now, let's just start adding more points to these guys. And hope that, we bump up on their list. Love it. All right, so we added more points. Still got a good 1,000 left over, so I'm just going to go to overall now and start adding points to these guys based off of what they're projected to be overall wise. Let's go ahead and finish that. Let's go to team needs and add more points to guys because we actually have positions of need, and we are good. Like I said, week 4, week 5, we'll go ahead and start looking for new recruits. Do the, percentage locked glitch that I like to abuse. Let's see, Troy. They're saying we might beat Troy. Don't know how that's the case. Let's see if they are right. Troy at home. And we win 24-6. Okay. It looked like Troy had a better team overall, but we get the dub, and I ain't mad. 1-1. We are 500 on the season. You gotta love it. We got Georgia State up next. Next year, I feel like we should do some more challenging games. Let's go and update our defensive coordinator. Beautiful. All right. Let's see. Probably going to be a couple of guys that are no longer doable. Yeah. Scott Campbell, we're going to cut that loss. Charlie Frederick, going to cut that loss. Chad Tate, going to cut that loss. James Ryan, going to cut that loss. Anyone over 1,000. At this point, I usually cut off Courtney Smith and Eric Spence. All right. The 25 players is not a lot, so let's actually go ahead and take a look. Percent locked, less than 25%. So let's go ahead and take a look at the quarterbacks, see if there's guys that have not been offered a scholarship, just like Dennis James. Love that. And then we've got tight ends. This guy's been offered. Marquez Newton has been offered. He's been offered by Stanford. Pat McAfee? That is hilarious. I want Pat McAfee on my team. That is hilarious. Tom Reed has been offered. We can get Pat McAfee on the team at tight end. We're a dynasty. Jonathan Bostic, let's go for him. Isaac Williamson. All right. The rest is quite negligible. AJ Kennedy is on our list. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. B. White. All right. There we go. Let's look at all positions. Anybody not offered a contract, scholarship. That looks good. Nate Williams has been offered. Jason Lowe, 4-star athlete. Ooh, 4-star halfback. We'll take a look at David Mackey, Josh Jones, Cortez Rose, Terrence Beck, Nick Young. Oh, Swaggy P. Sorry about that. All out of points for you, young man. All right. So now let's go to no scholarships. We'll just offer everybody a scholarship. I keep saying deal, thinking deal. No deals. I mean, NILs, I guess, but you know what I mean. All right, let's go to largest deficit and get it popping. All right. Some of these guys are going to be on 0 points. It is what it is. AJ Kennedy. All right. Let's get to the next week. Georgia State's 0-2. They say we might win. We actually might. D+ team. 59-14 over Georgia State. We like that. We like that. We like that. Let me go to the national contenders one, because we had a top 24, top 25 recruiting class. I wonder where they rank us as far as like contenders, just because we had such a good class. Championship contenders. They have us at 110, 125, 97, and 63. So 2017 looks promising. So 63 as far as championship contenders. That's basically a little bit better. I'd imagine, should we have a good off season, it'll be even better. All right, looks like we had one guy that's ready to visit, and it's this wide receiver who is not that good. Let's go ahead and bring him in for the Army game. Largest deficits, Derek Burgess. That's an L. Anthony Lawrence is an L. Peter Davis, unfortunately. All right, the rest is good. Let's go ahead and see our needs. Maybe another center. Maybe another middle linebacker. Actually, definitely another center. Let's get that in the works first. Ooh, 7 matches found only. Let's see if any of these guys. Tom Reed. He's already been offered. He's been offered. He has not. Jeff Goddard. Tim Jackson. And Will Prince. Let's offer all these guys. Just to make sure that we do get ourselves some center backup, you know. Alright, beautiful. Could be that one of those guys has like a plus 10. All right. All right, beautiful. Let's see. Biggest lead, Skylar Brewer, we are definitely in the lead for. Jacob Bell, wide receiver out of New Mexico, love that. Athlete Jim Brown out of Texas. Victor Brown out of New Mexico, 3-star. 1-star JUCO quarterback, love it. 4-star tight end we are in the lead for on Brandon Mitchell. You know what? Let's go and take some points off of Skylar since he is not a priority. Let's put it on the tight end. Get Brandon Mitchell cooking. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's see. We got South Alabama. They're favoring them. They've only had 1 game this season. South Alabama. We beat them 34-24. 3-1. If we can make a bowl game, that'd be incredible. Granted, not a very important bowl game, but making a bowl game would be sweet. 3-1. Good chance to, at the very least, have a winning record, make a bowl game perhaps. That would be nice. We got Texas State on the road, and now we are going to have a couple extra points towards the end of the year, which is very, very key. Boom. Get the closer on there. We got Texas State, and they're favoring Texas State. C-, that makes sense. Home cooking. That is for sure. What are they cooking over there at New Mexico State? We got 3 guys ready for a visit. Let's go ahead and offer them a visit for this Army. Wow, that is our last home game. That is crazy. That is crazy. All right. All these guys we are in the mix for. Nothing offered. Jake Avery has been offered. No contract. He keeps saying contract. Not a contract. Let's go to biggest lead. Kind of worried about Colorado, so I'll leave that there. Not worried about anybody here for Victor Brown. Not worried about anybody here for John Mason. Not worried about anybody here for Lonnie Turner. Definitely not worried about anybody for Weatherford. Okay, let's go back to largest deficit. Start increasing this a little bit for some of these guys. All right, now let's go to overall. Cortez Rose. Yep. Prioritize him over the quarterback because we do have a pretty good quarterback already. Would rather protect that quarterback than have a good backup. We beat Texas State on the road. That is insane. So we're now 4-1, 2 games away seemingly from securing ourselves a bowl berth. Just be the team who is better than us. And we now have New Mexico on the road. Let's see how they're looking. Couple guys ready to visit. New Mexico is 0-3, and they're favoring us. They're a C- team, and they're favoring us. You gotta love it. We have a couple guys ready to visit. So let's bring them all to that Army game. Except for him, because he had been already scheduled. Ooh, Jake Avery. We are still in the mix for Cortez Rose. There is not too much we can do for these guys. And just wait. AJ Kennedy's not looking too good. Let's go over to biggest lead. Still not overly worried. All right, that'll do it for that. Next week we'll probably have to get rid of a couple prospects. We got New Mexico on the road, and it's an L, unfortunately. And we do have a couple of other tough games. I believe we have Army and Navy. That's it. Yeah, we have Army and Navy. So yeah, not the best schedule. Like I said, next year our schedule will be significantly tougher. Louisiana Monroe at home is our next game. Offensive coordinator getting... We just had a commit. Or no, he committed New Mexico. It would have been yellow otherwise. Secure the ball, thank you very much. Yeah, so we had someone commit to New Mexico, unfortunately. Got a lot of guys ready for a visit. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's bring them to the Louisiana. Let's bring them this week. Through it. Beautiful. Love it. A lot of complimentary visits. I think we'll leave it be for right now as far as how many we have, as long as we're covering all of our bases, and we certainly are. Middle linebacker's a little bit of a worry, but I think we're good for right now. All right. Yep, we're good there. Good there. Yeah, Skylar can have 5 points, honestly. Don't need to put much effort into him. Yeah, 5 points in the Weatherford as well. Largest deficit. Max you out. Don't really care too much about you. Max out Cortez Rose. Mackie would be nice. Harry. Let's max out. Beautiful. Not too many guys that we're actually behind on. Love to see that, because that just means more of a chance for us to actually get some recruits in. Hopefully a couple actually commit on this visit week that we have on a win. Louisiana Monroe. So we're now 5-2, 1 win away from a bowl berth. Or be bowl eligible at least. Saw somebody sign. Don't know who that's for. See if we get some recruits here, boys and girls. No signings at all. That's a big yikes. We need to start getting some signings for sure. Couple guys ready for a visit. Let's bring them to the Army game. All right, Darnell Anderson and Victor Brown. Biggest lead. Yeah. Don't have to worry about some of these guys. I do want to add more points to just to solidify that. Dave Espinoza. Victor Brown. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Right. Okay, beautiful. Let's add some more points to these boys. Actually, we'll just max out Chris Williams, Jason Perry, AJ Kennedy, Jeff Goddard. And then we'll go back to overall. Josh Jones, who we still are in the lead for, by the way. Put the max on him. Love it. And we just got an extra XP point. And we are going to put that. Ooh, it should be on visits, huh? Let's do it for the visits. All right, we got Arkansas State. They're saying, yeah, they probably will win. B- team. Yep, we lose 49-21. Actually, pretty doubtful we might make a bowl game. Let's see, 5-3. Still got a couple of tough tasks ahead of us. Either way, we get to 6-6, I'd be happy. We just need to get some signings. Let's get some signings on the board. Just to, you know, get those points off. Louisiana Lafayette up next. Boom, first committal. First commit of the season, Jacob Freeman, 67 overall outside linebacker. Love it, love it, love it. Have an extra 300 points or so. Let's go ahead and put those to use, eh? One guy ready for a visit. Let's go ahead and invite him. Jim Brown. John Mason. Yeah, Mackey, let's go ahead and just max out. Love that. Let's see if we can get Thomas signed. Or Washington snoops in on us. We got Louisiana Lafayette. They're saying they're going to win. They probably will. We have Army next week. Big chance to make an impression as we lose a close game to Lafayette. We are now 5-4. Again, go 500 this year. I'd be pretty happy. First year in a conference. I said what? In the what? And we're just going to have a lot of bye weeks at the end of the year. Come on, let's get some signings. Boom, Andre Thomas. Boom, Vincent Holland. So we got our middle linebacker, and we got a pretty decent defensive tackle as well. Love that. That's a 4-star prospect on the board. We have Army at 5-3. They're projecting they're going to win. We got a lot of guys visiting this week. Let's get Cortez Rose in here. Are you even worth it? Not really. We have a lot of, yeah, wide receivers that we're going after. Not overly worried about the wide receivers. All right. Boom. There we go. Done and done. Sweet. Let's see if there is anybody still with less than 25% on the board. Swaggy P, still no offers. Let's go ahead and put him on the board. Some more wide receivers. This guy has not been offered. Neither is this guy. See if there's anybody like defensive back wise. This guy has an offer. Arizona, Jonathan Pittman. Let's go ahead and put him on the board. Just cuz. And let's see how we do against Army. And we lose to Army. We have Idaho. That's a winnable game. Let's see if we do win. Because it's just Idaho and Navy that we have left, I believe. We gotta beat Idaho. Oh my god. Come on. It's Idaho, ladies and gentlemen. Got a commits. 1, 2, 3 commits. A pretty crappy center. But that's okay. Beautiful. Got a boy ready to hop in here. Let's go ahead and offer these guys some scholarships. Beautiful. We have 6 signings so far. Let's see, Idaho. They are favoring Idaho. Yikes. Points per game were not bad. Passing offense is pretty good. Pass defense is pretty good, but our rush defense is bad. And our overall defense is mediocre. Turnover different. We have been turning the ball over, which is not good. See if we can beat Idaho on the road. That's a 6-win season. Love to see it. Doubt we're going to make a bowl game just because we're probably going to lose to Navy and probably be like 6th in the Sun Belt. But a 6-win season is nothing to snuff at. Boom, level 10. Got a couple commits, outside linebacker, another wide receiver. And we got our skill tree up. Let's go ahead and add that to the visits. Do some extra recruiting points in the off season. Beautiful. Yeah, that's what I want there. The insta commit. I want that, I want that, I want that. Let's take a look and see where we're at in the conference. Yeah, 4th, which I doubt. Yeah, it's going to be Arkansas State, Lafayette. I doubt we're really going to be able to get ourselves a bowl berth. Yeah, probably not, probably not. Which is fine. Got Navy to look forward to. If we get to 7-5, maybe. Let's take a look. See. Ooh, Mackey got offered by LSU, so that's a hard no. Go ahead and take away some points from Brown because he does not need it. Nor do we need Brown. Chris Williams is out of the picture. Wide receivers, we've gotten quite a few. Terrence Beck. Would definitely like to bring him on board. Got a couple guys we're going after. Pat McAfee still in the mix. Love that. Cortez Rose still in the mix. Texas has offered him, and he's, yikes. That's kind of scary, low-key. Would rather that Texas did not bring him in. Love that. Beautiful. AJ Kennedy's not happening. But a lot of athletes headed our way as well. Let's take a look and see if there are any other guys that we can bring in. Center and tight end. Let's see if there's a need to bring in any guys there. 4 and 5. I feel like that is fine. Let's see. Let's see if we can nab any guards. Guards and tackles, maybe. And then cornerbacks. Guards, tackle, cornerback. We got this Kurt Harrison fella who is already interested. Let's take a look at him. Got this guy from Poughkeepsie, pretty big boy. No JUCO guys. Let's see, this guy from New York. Big boy, we'll go after him. And then a cornerback. Oklahoma boy, Mike Ryan. Actually, let's look at Thompson at Texas. Yeah, let's take a look at him. Just so we have more variety as far as the positions that we have on the board. Also, just give us more opportunities to sign more players. Swaggy P. Beautiful. Dennis James maxed that out. Swaggy P maxed out. Terrence Beck maxed out. Brandon Mitchell, if we can get him on the board, that would be huge. Only 14 scholarships remaining. And a bye week and a visit week, so we probably will get a couple signatures. Get ourselves a couple signatures so that way we can, you know, cross off some names that we don't want or need. Last game of the season on the road at Navy. Got Jason Perry. No one else is committed elsewhere, so we're still in the mix for quite a few guys. Ready for visit is Dennis James and Jonathan Bostic. Ooh, Nick Young just got offered by Oregon, so that is not happening. Pittman just got offered by Wisconsin, but we'll try to see what we can do. Chris George, Kurt Harrison, and Dominic Thompson just got offered by Utah State. Let's see what we can make happen there. And we got Navy on the road at 5 and 5. They're saying they're going to win C+ team. Let's see if we go 7 and 5. We do not. 6 and 6 season. Again, I'm happy with going 500 first year in a conference. I'm okay with that. Doubt we're going to get ourselves a bowl. If we do, that'd be pretty sweet. Either way, success of a season. And the recruiting is really going to be the big part. Nab ourselves even a top 50 recruiting class after the really good class we had last year would be a really good thing to kind of put our legs on, kind of stand on as we, solidify ourselves as the top team in the Sun Belt, which is our priority. We got ourselves a good wide receiver in Jason Lowe. Love that. Another wide receiver in Sean Turner. We have a finalist for the Biletnikoff I just saw. We'll take a look at that. Our season is over. We have 14 signings on the board already. I'd imagine we're probably going to get 1 or 2 transfers. All right. A couple of centers headed our way. No, Cortez Rose is probably going to Texas. He's probably going to Wisconsin. He's probably going to ECU. Let's see if we can make him happen with Utah State. Brian Harrison's probably going to Arizona State. $188 guys without offer. Let's see here. Can we nab ourselves a little 3-star running back maybe towards the end of the year? This kid out of Nebraska. Let's see. Anybody else? Cornerback maybe. Jason Moore out of Irvine. He's been offered. Defensive end. Would not mind. Louisiana. Outside linebacker. That kind of tickles me a little bit more. So let's go after Xavier Wade. All right, boom. I'm done there. All right. We got 1 more week of recruiting after this. I'd imagine we get a couple of signings after some people are going to be visiting this week. Let's see what happens. We've already got 14 on the board. Saw a 3-star signing with Alabama. Must be 2005. All right, boom, Josh Jones. Another wide receiver. Another wide receiver. Let's go. Can it get any worse for the 6-6 Aggies? Yeah, it probably could. It definitely could. I'll tell you that right now. Ready for visit. Let's go ahead and get these guys in the last week that we can. Cortez Rose lost cause. It's very sad. Brandon Mitchell, let's see if we can get him on board. Pat McAfee as well. Ryan Johnson in a 4-way battle, essentially. And we'll leave it at that. I think we only had 8 more signings to really do. And I'm pretty sure we've at the very least met our needs for the year. The rest is gravy. We want some good gravy. You know what I'm saying? We want some good gravy. Let's get ourselves some good gravy. We got ourselves another really good quarterback. Love that. All these quarterbacks. So we're probably just going to end up redshirting. Yep. Recruiting is done for right now, but let's see where we are at. We have 7 scholarships remaining. Top classes. We are currently number 4. Number 4. Quite a few 4 stars. A couple 2 stars and a couple 1 stars, which will definitely take us back a bit. But love that. TCU currently number 1. We are by far the top one in the Sun Belt. Let's see when the next Sun Belt is. Come Come on, Sunbelt, where are you? There he is. Next Sunbelt is not for another 24 spots, so we are definitely killing it. Conference Championship Week. Let's see if they project us to make any bowls. Heisman Watch. Nobody on our side. Championship contenders, award finalists. They said Bolitnikov. We had a guy, Brian Rutledge, who's had himself quite a year. I'd imagine David Page might win that title. Rutledge, that'd be cool if he got drafted. After the year he's had, he might. See, nobody else as far as awards, it would seem. All good. Let's see bowl projections. Are they projecting us to make a bowl? They are not projecting us to make a bowl, which is fine. Was not expecting to. Let's go ahead and get over to bowl season. All right, we got Greg Ward from Georgia Tech winning the Heisman. Let's take a look here. Ooh. Georgia Tech versus Florida for the Natty. Interesting. Indiana, South Carolina, Western Kentucky, San Diego State, UConn, TCU. Oregon winning the Pac-12 but being ranked at 16. That's pretty crazy. Let's see, All-Americans. Nobody I'm seeing. Go to the Sun Belts. We got Rutledge as a wide receiver. Got McNeil at quarterback. How did he do? Pretty decent. Pretty decent, I would say. Anybody else? No. Nope. All right. First team and a second team. Got 1 and 1. Let me go ahead and write that down, actually, for our points total. All right, so we got football. We went 6-6. We took an L to New Mexico. All right, so team stats, right? Yep, team stats. Go to Sunbelt. Offense was 3rd. Defense was 4th. All right. We had no awards, but we did have a couple of All-Americans. Nobody on the first or second team or the freshman team. But we had 1. We had 2. Two all-conference. And then in the way of national offense. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 51, 50. 50th in offense. '50th in offensive in the nation, and then defense we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 76. 76th in defense in the nation. All right. Let's go and advance into bowl season. See who our national champion is between Florida and Georgia Tech. Losing to New Mexico kind of stung because that might have been our bowl berth right there. No matter, we will be better next year. Updating the record books. We got some records. Rutledge, 97 receptions in a season. Rutledge receiving yards, breaking another record. 2006 wide receiver. Love that. Florida Gators, national champions. Florida beating Georgia Tech. Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Alabama beating Virginia Tech. Oklahoma beating Louisville in the Sugar Bowl. Fiesta Bowl, Notre Dame beating Texas. Oregon beating Nebraska in the Rose Bowl. Love to see it. All right, all done here. Let's go to the end of the season. Off-season time, baby. 2 all-conference players. We could not be more excited. Yeah, let's go ahead and sign another extension. Target wins per year, 5. 4-year extension, absolutely. Thank you very much. Coaching carousel. Send to the end of coaching carousel, please and thank you. We will not be involved with this chicanery. All right, players leaving. Coach changes. Yep, we extended and we have new coordinators. Lovely. Left for a new job. Now, where exactly did Kaysen and Grimes go? Oh well. No transfers. Love to see that. Losing Rutledge sucks. McNeil. Stevens by the end got pretty good, it looks like. That sucks. Church. Couple good players, honestly, that we will miss sorely. Adam Sutton never got some time in. On to the next. No, we will not be exporting anybody. Let's see if anyone got drafted. Nobody got drafted, which sucks. Let's see if we have any transfer requests. We have a couple. We are already bringing in quite a few wide receivers. So I'm going to say no to Chip White. Cornerback, though, I am okay with. So we will say yes to Chris Whitaker. I wonder what happens to that player now. Does he just evaporate into thin air? All right, recruiting. We got 6 scholarships left. Appreciate you, DH Baller. Hope you are having a good day, my man. I'll check out your channel in a little bit. Let's see what we got cooking here. We have our 3 quarterbacks. Nothing we can do there. We got Victor Brown. Probably going to end up signing him, but I'm not really sure if we even want to. I'll put 50 points on him. Wide receivers, we've got quite a few. Terrence Beck. I mean, would be nice to get him, but we don't really need him necessarily. The majority of these guys are going to get redshirted. Tight ends, we've already got quite a few on our radar. Brian Harrison. Pat McAfee we might not even get. Yikes. Let's just go ahead and put like 350 on each of these guys. Right now. Kurt Harrison, let's put 500 on. Wouldn't mind having an extra tackle. Same thing with Chris George. Like 550 on him. Center, we've only got 1, and he's rather crap. So let's go ahead and put some real points in on these centers. Well, it looks like we might sign a couple. We obviously can't sign all of them. We've already got him. We've already got him. We got ourselves a JUCO outside linebacker. Xavier Wade's not happening, so let's just go ahead and get rid of him. Would not mind both of these guys. Cornerback, Thompson's not happening. And then Pittman. Let's see. Athletes, we've already got the athletes. Jason Lowe, I know, can play quarterback at 6'7", which is insane. All right, so let's go and up the points on these boys. Terrence Beck. Not too many, just because we've gotten wide receivers already. McAfee, would love to get him. Hartman, would like him. Let's get him to like 950. Get this guy to like 700. 700. 700. 700. Not too many more on him. 400 and 400. There we go. And we are good to go. That is our recruiting. Hopefully we get 6, all 6. Have ourselves a full recruiting class. Let's see. We were ranked number 4 for 1 week. We were ranked number 4 for a week. Let's see if we get ourselves a top 25 class. Be very, very happy with that. Quite a couple of guys towards the top did not commit. We got a top 25 class when we got the top class in the conference. Love that. Let's go to signing day. We had 1 scholarship left remaining. If we got an extra center, I'll be happy. We got ourselves quite a few centers. Lovely. Yeah, McAfee. Yeah, did we get McAfee? We did not. We did not get any of those tight ends. Yeah, Pat McAfee, for whatever reason. He decided to go to Old Dominion. Harrison went to ASU after all. Brandon Mitchell went to BYU. We got ourselves a tight end, so it's not the end of the world. I would have liked to have gotten an extra one, though. It said top 25 class, and we were number 12. That is awesome. #12th in recruiting. First in recruiting in the Sun Belt. That is a good offseason. Let's see how far down we have to go to see another Sun Belt team. Number 12. Number 12. And then Texas State. So 38 teams. 38 teams before we see another Sun Belt team. And then after that, it's quite a while. Yeah, it's quite a while. Jesus. Yeah, so really, the average Sun Belt team is probably like 70th. Oh no. I really hope it's saved because my shit just froze. Give me 1 second, you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Idaho, I've done Idaho plenty of times, especially because I just love their stadium, the Kibbe Dome. It's just super unique. That should have saved, so I'm not super upset, but that was quite worrying. I didn't do anything that would have, necessarily needed to save. As long as it saved signing day, I'm chill. Yeah, well, the thing is with these NCAA saves, sometimes you take a team from bottom to top, and it just gets boring after a while. So like you said, you just got to keep moving from team to team, just taking the shitty teams and getting them all the way to the promised land.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Beautiful. All right. So like I said, as long as that's saved, we're fine. And we're fine. Okay, good. Yep. Yep, number 12. Beautiful. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the rest of the stuff. Position changes. We do have quite a few athletes that we signed. Like Jason Lowe, who halfback, wide receiver. Can't play anything else. Let's see, where do we need him at? Because we got quite a few wide receivers, even though he would be a very good one. And halfback is kind of covered. We have a shit ton of wide receivers in abundance. 79, he wouldn't even be starting. He honestly will be a wide receiver, Jason Lowe, and a good one at that. 6'7", this dude is. It didn't say he could play DB. Let me see that again. The 6'7" is crazy. Yeah, he can't play DB, so 6'7" is insane. Jim Brown, 5'11", I'm thinking halfback. So can he do anything else? He can be a good safety. Let's go ahead and have Jim Brown be our safety, free safety. Dave Espinoza can play quarterback, halfback. I'm thinking halfback for him, unless he can do anything else on the defensive side. Cornerback, free safety, 79 overall. Hell yeah, Dave. Let's go. Right, let's see, Jim. Move you over to strong safety. Love that. Look at that, Dave Espinoza. 79 overall. Loving it. All right, no more athletes. Look at that. Best players on our team is going to be our redshirt freshman quarterback. Free safety, free safety. I mean, the rest of these guys are going to get better. We have a solid squad. Look at that. All sophomores. The best players on our team are all sophomores. Loving it. That just means we recruited very well. Get to the training results. Might have to cut a few players. Let's see. Yep, Lauren Odom, 84 overall as a redshirt freshman. I love it. Backup Lee Pennington at 72. Loving that as well. Doug Stanley, that's our boy, sophomore at 82. Got a little bit of time in as a freshman. Ready to rock it. Fullback, 69 overall. Nice. Wide receivers are getting there. Wide receivers are getting there. Tight end, Tremblay, not the best. Offensive line, not looking like the best. Our senior is 63. That's a big yikes. Pete Hill. Marvin Colvert. CJ Gallagher. Defense is still a bit of a problem, but I do want to address. Free safety's looking kind of nice. Beautiful and beautiful. Might get rid of that extra punter. Definitely don't need him. Let's see if we need to cut any players. And we do. All right, so Weatherford, we signed him. JUCO Junior. You are of no use to us, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and drop you. 66 a bust for Dennis James. That's tough. Josh Jones, 4-star, 72 overall. We're probably going to end up redshirting James. And we're good for 4 years on quarterbacks. That's insane. Quarterback position. Good. For 4 years. All right, wide receiver. Yeah, definitely Skylar Brewer. We have enough from New Mexico to make it okay. Tight ends, good. Yeah, Melvin Thomas. That ain't happening. Let's see. Yeah, senior redshirt, not cutting it. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Getting rid of that punter. We have 3 guys to cut. That's all fine, that's all fine. Senior redshirt not really going to get playing time. Sorry, Zach Harris. Alright, the majority of that is fine. Defensive tackle once again. Any of you guys got playing time? He's got playing time, so we'll go ahead and get rid of Matt Roos. Look at that. Andre Thomas from Clovis, New Mexico. 75 overall as a freshman. Going to be starting from day 1. keeping the boys at home. Redshirt freshman Jared Muse. I mean, we really don't need all these guys. Get rid of this guy from South Carolina. And we're good. All right. Custom conferences. We're not going to change a damn thing because we're sticking in the Sun Belt unless we, you know, start winning back-to-back conference championships. We're sticking in the Sun Belt. Go to the preseason. All right. So that is the end of season 2 in football. A 6-6 season, no bowl berth, but number 12 in the nation. Number 12 in the nation in recruiting, first in the Sun Belts. Got ourselves a squad for sure for this year. Definitely building on it, absolutely. And schedule ourselves some harder competition to make ourselves get better. Football, I will say, I believe was a rousing success. So let's go ahead now as that saves, and let's go ahead and get out of there, and let's get our points tallied now as we were in the Sun Belts this season. Beautiful. Record of 6-6. Ooh, conference record. I do not recall. I believe it was 5-3. Or 6-3, maybe. We lost to New Mexico and Army. Yeah, so it was 6-3. Offensive rank was 50th. Defensive rank was 76th. Offense in the conference was 3rd. Defense in the conference was 4th. Bowl results NA. Conference results NA. All conference players we had 2. All American players none. No rewards. We lost to New Mexico. Conference recruiting 1st. National recruiting 12th. That is sick. Lost all your not. We did. So we had Army, Navy, and New Mexico, which is out of conference. So we lost all of our out of conference games, but we're just going to schedule some tougher competition just so we can get ourselves better. And then let's go ahead and tally up the points for this season. So we have best in the conference in recruiting. That's 2 points. Top 25 is 5 points. So automatically that's at least 7 points. At the very least 7 points. 2 all conference players, I believe, is a point each. Let's take a look at that. Yep, so 2 all conference players is a point each. So we have 9, and I believe that is it. Yep, so 9 total points from football this year. When we compare it to last year, that is the exact same. That is the exact same. And the only reason is different is because we had 4 all-conference players last year. This year, we only had 2. But we were first in the conference in recruiting, which got us an extra 2 points. So football, year in and year out, going to get us some good points. And that's going to bring our total to 51. So we have 51 total points now as far as this RPG athletic director mode that we have. And as a reminder, you guys, we can, now that we have 50 points, use essentially those points to create a new program. What I really want to do is I do want to save up those points to get an extra die to give those programs a better chance. So I am going to be saving up my points to get ourselves an extra die for those programs. The next time that I do see you guys will be for the winter season, where we do swim and dive, women's basketball, and then women's indoor track and field. Last season, no points came out of that. And then also basketball. So we will be playing College Hoops 2K8 on the next stream. And basketball got us 15 points last year. Reason for that, we made the national tournament when we were not expected to. We went 16 and 17, did shitty in the conference, but we won the conference tournament. That was a big one. That was a big one. And so with that, appreciate you guys for watching the stream, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitch watching me live, excuse me. Athletic Director Mode, season number 2 underway. 9 points from football and 2 points from women's cross country. And I will see you guys next time. You take care. Or my mistake. 9 points from football, 7 points, 5 from soccer, and 2 from cross country. You guys take care.